Hello, everyone. Welcome to the I Love You Man podcast. Really great to be sitting here with Seth behind me. This is going to definitely be the new studio setup because Seth just moved in back from the Valley. So I'm really happy to have my brother back with me. We're going to be doing podcasts hopefully every 2 weeks. I know we kind of took a little bit of a break, but now that we're all settled in, definitely expect more from the I Love You Man channel. Today, I actually have a really good friend visiting. I met him the first time I actually did my first year at SBCC. So I went to UCSB, did all my thing. Then I was like, you know what? Nothing here is really interesting me. So I went to SBCC to learn some film. Zhen was the first person that I noticed in my class because he wrote this fire-ass script on the first day. Professor says, anyone have a script that we could read right now? Nobody raises their hand. And this fool raises his hand.
Wow.
He's like, I got something.
Oh, yeah.
So we read the entire script first day out in front of the entire class. It was some really cool, trippy movie about like this guy who has to get into this tennis match with God because his life depends on it. And it could be a life-redeeming moment, or it could also just damn him to hell. So it's actually really funny, really witty. He's a really good writer. He's a really good director. I'm really glad that you guys are going to be able to get to meet him on the podcast today. All my friends out there who haven't got to meet him, I'm glad that you guys can finally see who the people I'm vibing with out here. So thanks so much for being on the pod. I definitely want to introduce Zhen Smalls.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Caleb. Thanks for those kind words about tennis too. I remember when we like first started reading it, and I was nervous as fuck, and like I was looking at everyone's faces, and they were like, well, mostly DeVega's, our professor's face, and like he was like, what the he's like, he had to pause, remember, he had to like pause it, like in a minute, he's like, does anyone know like what's going on? And I was like, oh shit, dude. I had to like mansplain it basically.
Yeah, this wasn't a Professor DeVega or professor. He wasn't someone that's just like, oh, you did something good for you. Like he wants the best and he expects the best.
He was like, oh, it's your first day of his class? And you come up with that shit? Get the fuck out of here. Drop out.
So he just had so many notes for Zhen, but at the end of the day, Zhen just kept coming back week after week with all of his notes addressed with a new story, but everything pretty much the same, you know, like core story. And DeVega's still just fucking, I just feel like he didn't get it, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't at first because I was still like a pretty like nervous writer. I mean, I still am now, but like I took his advice and stuff and I implemented all of his advice into it, and it kind of like turned into something else I didn't want to. I remember I was reading like my old scripts the other day, and I came around tennis and I was like, dude, the first version is like way better than the other one because the other one's like so much dialogue, but the first one's like people getting chased and like fucking tennis balls getting thrown at people's faces and like bled. But like now that I think about it, dude, that would have been such a bitch to make. That would have been so hard.
There would have been a lot of different weird shots that you had in the script. Like he had one where a ball was thrown at a guy and he got caught on his pin.
Yeah,
and
dude.
It made him bleed.
Yeah.
There would have been a lot of complications on the shoot, but I think we could have still made it work.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was literally on campus, one location, tennis court the next.
That's literally it.
But so you might be able to see it one day. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a deep cut of Zhen.
Yeah.
But honestly, Zhen's a terrific writer. He's written a lot more than just tennis. He's done short films. He's even cracked out his first feature film.
Thank you.
He does comedy writing. He's just a really good and smart writer. What was it about writing that like kind of got your attention? I know a lot of kids nowadays, they're like the opposite of writers. Like they never even write anything if it's not like a text message or an email.
True.
Like sitting down on a piece of paper or on a laptop and writing. That's kind of rare nowadays. Like what was it that like got you into that?
Dude, I feel like I've been like writing since like a really young age. Like I remember I got like my first it was, I don't know, maybe like my 11th birthday or something. I got like a journal or like a writing journal. It was like high quality, and it came with like a whole kit with like these pencils that are like fucking metallic or something. And I was like, I would just write stories. I remember the first what really got me into like I started doing like comic book writing and stuff. Like I draw comic books with my friends in like elementary school. And remember Green Lantern? Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Green Lantern, yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean it sucked, but I loved it as a kid, like the green colors and shit, and all the characters, and that like inspired me to like make this comic book, and it was just a bunch of like crazy.
Captain Underpants.
a little bit. It was like these kids that have like superpowers and like fire abilities and shit. I mean, it's like, I feel like every kid at that age is like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like started writing like a lot, and then in high school, like I didn't really know what the hell to do with my life, and I was like, I'm gonna become like an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
I had those dreams.
you had that phase.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone
Fourth
had.
grade.
Yeah.
Grow up, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. But in like, it was like, I want to say like freshman and sophomore year, I would like study all these planets and shit like that, and like all this like all space like like astronomical shit, and then like my grades came in like sophomore year, and it was like D's and C's. I'm like, I can't fucking do this.
Wait, so they had a
I'm
class?
fucking stupid. And then I was like, all right, maybe, I think it was like junior year where you can do, I just always like movies too. So I was like, that's all I really did was just watch movies and shit, like at my house. And then like I got into like this community college was like offered like classes, so I took the script writing classes.
So this was already when you were in.
This was like junior year.
This was junior year of high school. You were taking some CC classes while in high school.
Yeah. I was taking like CC classes.
Oh, nice.
And I took a script writing like 101 class.
Really?
Yeah. It was like,
Was that just off the whim, or you were like, that actually looks fun? I gotta try that.
I don't know exactly, but I remember I'd read scripts. Like I think I saw Hereditary, and I was like, I read the script of it,
Wow.
and I was like, this is like, I didn't know it was like a whole other art form. Like I thought, I didn't really know how films were made, and I was like, okay, someone just like, I don't know, writes like a bunch of
Yeah, I always find that trippy. I'm like, this movie's so long. There's so much shit going on. How can someone put this on paper and like have it from start to finish?
And it's a long piece of writing. It's like
Yeah.
almost a book. It's like a whole book, and I was like, this is so sick. And I've always been like writing like silly stories and shit. And then I took the script writing class because I want to see like how it was done. And then I would just like the professor. I think she was a professor at UCSB too. And she helped out
Cool.
at like the community college, like near the school that everyone would like go to. And yeah, I took the course, and it was like mind opening. It was like, dude, this is so, I can like write anything, like. And she was like, yeah, no limitations. Like you can literally cuss. You can do like sex scenes. You can do whatever you want. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
So
This
for
is so
a high,
sick.
16, 17
Oh,
year
yeah.
high school, you're like, oh, I'm going crazy.
Bro, my horny ass was like, oh my
Hentai,
god. I was going, yeah, and then I just like,
Enemy titties.
yeah, exactly. Dude, I wrote some fucking crazy shit. But yeah, and then that kind of got me into it. And then I don't know, I just like didn't really like, usually I had like similar to the like the astronaut phase, like I had like a lot of those. I wanted to be like a chemist and shit like that too. But then they'd all like the dreams of it would like degrade over time.
Yeah.
Like, but then for script writing, it just like never degraded. Like even today, like I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Like, and then I just kept
that's
writing.
really cool. Okay, so you took that CC class for script writing, right?
Yeah.
And then your family moved, right?
Yeah.
After high school?
Yeah, we moved to New York for like 10 months.
So what was the reason, and then what was kind of that vibe?
It was literally just like, it was so quick. My dad was just like, yeah, I mean, I need a job, and like I needed like a new job or something like in New York, and I was like, oh shit, dude, that's like crazy. He just dropped it on us like immediately, and then
Were you
just like
excited?
You and your brother?
I was nervous as hell. I was like, there's no way. Okay, but and he was like, yeah, but we're moving in like 6 months, and I was like, all right, it's 6 months. I'm like, that's nothing. But then
I can
that
fuck
shit-
this bitch.
yeah, basically, it's like I can still like live my life, but and then like the 6 months came like so quick, and then I moved to New York, and it was pretty cool. Like at first, all I do would just like walk. I would walk like from like the bottom, which is like Battery Park and like Lower Manhattan. I'd walk like all the way to the top, which is like Harlem. Like I just like walk, and it was like fascinating. It was like I was like, dude, this fucking city like this is where I'm gonna make it. Like this city like needs my vision basically.
Yeah.
And then I just like all I did. I went to like a community college there. Like I got into some universities, but they were like $40K a semester. I'm like, bro, I have like $2 a day. So I was like, okay, I'll just like practice writing and stuff. So literally all I did in New York, like I didn't really like have too many friends there either. I would just like,
It's very hard to meet people, I bet, in a big city.
Where'd you
Like,
move
when
in New York?
I was in Brooklyn,
Oh shit.
which was like, it was so sick. I like Brooklyn more than like Manhattan. But like I made like some friends at school, but like the city college I went to was like, I thought it was like a huge film city college, but it was like more like TV shit. Like I joined like a course, and I was like, oh, this is like a production course, but it's like no, this is like we're gonna learn how to make game shows. And I was like,
oh shoot, so that's
like, fuck. Yeah, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But I still like learned like the basics, and they had like screenwriting courses, but they were kind of mid. Like they were like limiting. Like I wrote a story about like a prostitute, like who was like wronged by her like pimp or some shit. I didn't know anything about it, like pimp or something. But she I don't know, she like went rogue. Or no, like some like beef happened between them, and then she like went and like killed all. It was like Russian people, and she just like killed all of them, and it's like silly, but like they
Kill Bill type vibe.
Basically, exactly. But like the scriptwriting teacher, she was like, they don't go by like she was like limited, like we don't call them prostitutes. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I wasn't used to that. Like from my other screenwriting course, she would have been like all that, but she would like limit like my writing. I'm like, you stink. And then I would still sucks. Like, yeah, it kind of sucked. But like in terms of like academics and stuff, it wasn't like that, like too good. So I would just like write on my own. And then I went to Europe, like from New York with my friends. It was fire. And then they got the...
What cities did you get to visit?
Dude, we went to first we were in Split, which is in Croatia, like the main city. Dude, it was so sick. And
that's where Game of Thrones is filmed, right?
No, but we went to where which is Dubrovnik in somewhere. I forgot where, but it was so dope. I remember I was in Dubrovnik, and I was like, I saw this guy, and he was like, you know those like Instagram posts where they take a picture of like something, and it's like where it was filmed, and he was taking a picture of Game of Thrones, and I was like, wait, is this like where Game of Thrones was? And he was like, yeah. And my friends were like, yeah, that's why we went here. I didn't know. And they like dropped it on me. But yeah, anyways, like I got the news that we were moving back to California, like when I was in Europe. And then it was so sick. So then we came here, and then I went to the City College first year, and then I think it was the first class first class that I actually went to
I think it was like a Tuesday 10 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Monday 10 a.m. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was our production 1 class. And then that's where I met like Caleb and our friend Seth, which is like, it was so sick.
So what was the kind of classes that you were taking at SBC? I know we went together, but you kind of got more into script writing there?
Yeah. I took a script writing 2 course where you had to write a feature.
So what was your process of writing a feature? Like, this guy's 19 years old, and he's writing a fucking 85-page, 110 hour, like an hour 10-minute fucking feature. Like, what's your approach to that?
Oh my god, it was so hard. Like it was harder than I thought, because you had to like, it was like every week you had to like turn in like 10 to 15 pages, and it was like so demanding. But I think that's like how it should be. Like I just had to like lock in and just do it, even if it's like you're just writing bullshit. Like it's better than writing nothing. Because then you can like go back the second draft and like fix it up. But it was like super demanding. It was hard. So it's like it was. But I think that's good to like.
I feel like that's kind of how it is when you start out. It's like you got this time scale that you have to meet, you know. But once you get big and like you're famous already and like you're the biggest director or whatever, like you probably just take your time and just.
That's probably when it's hard to write though, because it's like you already got all the money. Yeah. So it's like, why would you even... But I mean, I could see if you were a big-time director, you're like, okay, I know I could shoot all of this, so I'm just going to go crazy for the script. We got car explosions, we got deaths, we got heads getting chopped off. Like, I would go crazy.
Dude, imagine how fun that is. You're just like you have like everything you need to film the stuff, so you can literally you can do anything you want. Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, right there, though, all you need is the inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're working, like, how you're working, the inspiration just comes, you know, because you're grinding it. You know?
Pretty much. But recently, I've been, like, pretty fucking lazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I've been lazy, too.
It comes in waves. Creativity comes in waves, for sure. You ride that wave for however long it lasts, just like a real wave. Yeah. And then it crashes down, and then you gotta hop on the next one.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. But, I just, like... Yeah, it was, like, production 1. The classes I took was, like... I only took 3 classes the first semester. It was production 1, and then it was script writing. I forgot the other one. Oh, it was film studies. Yeah, it was film studies.
Oh, film studies. Okay.
Which is like pretty cool. You just like watch movies. That was our homework. We're just like, I already do that. Yeah. So it was like pretty dope. But wait, what classes were you taking? I remember you taking an editing one,
I was taking editing.
Yeah.
Production 1. I took a color correction, but that was the next semester.
Yeah.
But I'm blanking on the other classes. I took a film studies one as well.
Yeah.
Dude,
it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. I think that was it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't take a lot of classes. But then the next
I was just easing into it. But I wish I took one more. I wish I took like Cine 1 or something.
Yeah.
That's a good class.
Yeah.
But I was super happy with our Production 1 class. Like,
that was so much fun, dude.
Big old group of like young kids.
Yeah.
Everyone coming from like post-pandemics. Like everyone's back in class, ready to fucking do shit. Everyone just wanted to work. And like we got a pretty nice film done with it.
Dude, we did. It looks like when I went to the, like there was those SBCC awards, like seeing it on the big screen in like 4K. I was like, dude, this is like fucking really like, this is like a stunning movie. Like the lighting is crazy and like.
The lighting's so good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a real, also just like everybody had their own like position. Mm-hmm. So it really felt like you were a crew member because like you weren't like doing like 5 different things. You were just doing one thing.
Exactly.
Making sure your shit's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which was really fun.
True.
But after that, I believe you took the directing class?
Yeah, I took director for camera.
So that was the first time you actually got behind the camera.
Yeah.
So what was did everything on your script in your head match when you got there, or did you have to just make so many decisions on the fly? Like, okay, we got to change this, we got to do this.
Dude, the crazy thing was like, what I pictured was like literally what I got. It was insane, but like.
That's amazing.
Oh, what am I trying to say? Like, that it was like kind of. How do I say this? I don't know. It sat right with me like when I was like shooting it. Like this is exactly what I wanted, but now I'm like I kind of wish like it's like it's so hard to say, but it's like you make something or you write something and then you shoot it and then it's like stuck. It's almost like stuck in this little bubble, and it's like it can't like branch out like too much, but like. It kind of taught me like for the next films I want to do, like I want to like write something, like and it's in this box. But then when I'm directing it, like it has more like ways to go. Like
so that in the edit room, it's like you can do it's like writing again. It's like
yeah, because the most freedom I liked the most about the shoot was definitely like being on set and like working with the actors and stuff and like really trying to like tackle like the vision I was trying to bring. But what I liked the most was the fucking editing, dude. Because you can just have so much fun. You can do anything. And it's like, because it's a short film, it doesn't have too much like, I don't know, like narrative, it's not like the narrative aspects aren't like too heavy.
Like, you know, like Act 1 has to go here, Act 2 has to go here.
Yeah, it's because it's only like 7 minutes or something. So you can have so much fun with it. But yeah, like what I planned, like, and I shot, it came out like exactly what I wanted, which is like good. But like for future like films, I want to be like a little in the like I don't want to be like the amount of control I had like over it was like almost like intimidating. Like I was like I have like this is like it's too like in my palm. Does that make any sense?
I mean, you were like the man on like that was your movie, you know.
Yeah,
like,
you
wrote it, you produced it, you
mm-hmm.
directed it, you edited it.
Yeah.
So you kind of you want to delegate more task out, get more people involved. You're saying
that too, and I want to like not be so like in control of it. Like I want it to kind of
be a team effort, a communal thing.
Exactly, and even like narrative wise, like I don't like I want to like not understand. Not like I don't want to like completely understand it. Like I want to be like more like fascinated by it, and like every time I watch it, like I learn something new about it. Like if I were watching like someone else's movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of going for like the next film. Like there's the next film I'm making. Like there's some things in it that I'm like, that kind of like it's like psych me out. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Like that could mean this. That could mean this. That could mean that. So it's like that. And I had like more fun. I feel like I would have more fun like making shit like that. That like psychs me out more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about your next film.
Yeah.
Like. I would say, can you give a brief description of it?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, basically follows this like 18-year-old, and it tackles like his like it starts off he's basically going through his like everyday life, and then like something really bad happens like grief wise, like he loses someone, and then he's almost like transported into like another world, and it's like completely foreign, but it's like I could have tackled it like as a serious like drama, like make it like really sad, but I almost like automatically I put like humor stuff in it, like comedy in it.
Yeah,
which is like
I see when you said he goes into a different world, like he just goes into this super exaggerated world. It's
Yeah.
not really real, but it's just like that's how he's impersonating because of the way he's thinking, the way he's feeling. So he's
Exactly.
perceiving the world totally differently now.
yeah,
Yeah.
like all the like cliche stuff like
Mhm.
like with like grief, like people giving their like condolences
Yeah.
and stuff. It's like it's super exaggerated to where
Yeah.
it's like almost comedic.
Exactly.
So it's like you're seeing like these serious topics and like serious like I don't know, like serious commentary.
Problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like in like a new light, which is I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the idea. Me and Seth have got to read the script already.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are all gonna love it when it comes out. So
Oh.
what's the look of the film?
Oh yeah, the look is like when I was writing it, at first I wanted to be like a really high production, like super high production, like this, like lights, just great quality, and then I started like getting to write it, and then like kind of looking for inspiration of the look of it, and I was watching these old like European films and some like American films, but they like I think it was in the 90s, like mid 90s, it was called like Dogma 95 films. It was like a movement in like Europe where there's like a set of rules that they shot, and it was like a low, like a video camera, and it was like for people who didn't have like the resources, but it was like a video camera, and they're shooting like on location, so they're not like bringing too much stuff, like small staff, but it was all like character based, and like I've resonated a lot with those films because they tackle like heavy messages and like personal like complications and stuff, and like I like resonated more, like I felt more attached to it than like some of like the big films.
Right.
And I was like, I want to shoot my film like that, like in like low quality, like shooting on location, and just focus on like the characters and like what they're saying, as opposed to like intense lighting or like super high quality like 4K.
Yeah, that kind of relates to music a little bit because
Really?
like there's people in music, you know, and it's more about the lyrics, more about the feeling, the
Yeah.
raw natural element of the music, you know.
Yeah.
And
Like-
and then you listen to that, like for example, like Mac Miller or Kendrick Lamar, you know,
Yeah.
and like it sounds different. It hits you harder, you know.
Exactly.
But like something like we were saying, Lucky, you know what
Yeah.
I mean. But it
It's-
still turns up. You still turn up. It's a good feeling. It's a good mood.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you're like, oh, let me hear these lyrics. Like, let me like fucking really understand this and see what he's trying to say. But
Exactly.
it's like it's a different vibe. You
Yeah.
know?
And
They're both good.
like that, like if songs are more like lyric based, you almost have to like come out of your body and really just like focus on what he's saying,
Mm-hmm.
and like realize that the beat isn't as important as the lyrics or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like if people see this film and they're like, okay, this looks like more like lower quality than the other ones that I did, so let's look for something that I could like resonate with.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like
Something
people are
natural.
talking.
People are more willing to kind of try to find something in the film if they're kind of thrown off, rather than just like, okay, here's a great looking picture, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna zone in and do my thing. Because
Yeah.
one thing I feel like with the big thing with student films is it's almost the opposite of your technique. It's like
Mhm.
you have super good production value, best lights, shooting on 4K Blackmagic, shooting on reds, editing looks great, color grade looks good, and then you're just at the end of the story, you're like, well, what was the story? And there's
Yeah.
it wasn't compelling. I didn't laugh.
No.
I didn't cry. So it's like
Yeah.
it's really hard and it's really tough for young filmmakers to honestly make a film.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going into it. What you're trying to do is convey this message to like anyone that watches it without you being able to be there and explain it.
Yeah.
So it's like I can see why it's hard, but I feel like there should be more focus on getting the story right than we got to get this producer, we got to get this cinematographer.
exactly.
And I feel like that's the vibe. Is we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy worked on Titanic. Like, this guy's fire. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. That's exactly like, and like what I'm doing like with this film is almost like it's like an experiment, and it's like out of almost anger towards that, like people are like so focused on like getting this one like little piece of shadow covered, and then you hear the dialogue and it's like fucking dumb as fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it's almost like out of, I don't know, like almost childish anger, like towards it. And I'm experimenting with this. And if it's like, I did like camera tests, I'm like, this is what I want. Like, I can't see it being made like a different way. So it's like a little bit of like a gut feeling, but it's also like, I fucking hate productions like that, where it's just like, they're so focused on like not the story. And it's like, that's every single film that is like, that you see is because the writer is trying to like get something off his chest, or he's trying to like just focus on like the characters and like what they're saying. Like literally what they're saying is dragging the story on. And it's like, that's what I think is like the most important. That's what I like draw to more.
Yeah, no, so. I think that's really cool. And what was it, Dogma 95 types of films?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. You got any recommendations for me?
Ooh, there's this one called The Idiots, which is really good. I won't tell you anything about it, but it's literally like, it's insane. But then,
comedy? Yeah,
it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, it just follows like these fucking guys. It's like European films.
Okay.
So it's like an offbeat sense of humor, but there's like another like movement too, like the American movement, like mumblecore movies, like.
Oh, mumblecore. Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically like European mumblecore.
Oh, okay, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Like the Duplass brothers make a lot of them. Like they're like a huge like production wise, they're probably like my biggest inspiration because they fell through like the same tropes of big production, and then like they would just focus on like spending as much money as they can to like dump it into this project, and then they would like fall flat, and then the one short, and it wouldn't get into any festivals or anything, or it wouldn't like take off, and the one film that they did that like got into festivals and like took them off, they made it for like fucking $2. It's like a guy on a phone, he's like talking on a phone, and it's like so good.
Yeah, I think that's going to definitely be the future of cinema, because it's like you're having Disney, Marvel, DreamWorks, like all these big production companies are just going, okay, if in order to get people into the theaters, we have to go mega blockbuster. We got to go Fast 10 mixed with fucking, The Incredibles, make this crazy crossover.
Yeah.
And in order to get people in theaters. So I think like all the independent filmmakers are really going to have to like figure out how to make films for super cheap.
Yeah.
Either put it on YouTube, put it on some type of film festival.
Yeah.
In order to like really kind of stay in the game, because there's no way you can compete. Like you can't write a $200 million movie and be like, okay, I'm going to try to sell this. Like there's only like 5 of those a year nowadays.
I know, it's crazy. And it's like, it's sad that that's like the biggest thing too. Like those are like the numbers that they get from that is insane. I mean, it's like, they look amazing. Like most of the Marvel and the like Disney movies, they look fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But that's like, they get to the theater and it's just like washing all these other movies that are like not all like the independent movies are like necessarily like better, but they're still like from ambitious filmmakers, and they're like not getting seen as much as the bigger like Disney movies. But I think it's changing a lot too, with like all these kind of like I don't say call them like independent like production companies, but like
yeah, you're talking about like A24
yeah,
and stuff
A24
like that.
Like Neon and shit. Like the movies they make are like, they're fucking amazing, and they're made for like pretty cheap too. Yeah. Most of them, like Everything Everywhere All at Once is like, you would think that's like a huge like Disney production movie, but it's like literally made for like $20 million.
I think there was like 4 guys on SFX, like special effects, and like that's they insane. Did everything.
It's crazy. So that's like also, I love seeing that shit too.
And that movie I believe that won like a ton of Oscars this year.
So it's like, I feel like it's really coming back. Like along with like movies are coming back, fucking comedies coming back, like music.
That's weird. I definitely feel it, Zen. Because I felt like comedy movies have been in the shit. Like I don't think. Let me think.
Probably been like since 2000.
Yeah. And what would be the last big comedy movie? Like fucking Tropic Thunder.
Grown Ups.
Step Brothers, maybe. Like,
yeah.
And then you just haven't had anything for like 10 years, I would say. Maybe like. Because I feel like the problem with Marvel, I don't want to talk about Marvel too much, but it's like, they can't make one type of movie. They can't be like, okay, this one is going to be horror based. Like, it's going to be really like dark and grunge. Or like, this one's going to be really actiony and upbeat.
Yeah.
It's like, they have to do everything. Like, they got to fucking every third line has to be some type of joke to break the tension of this crazy scenario that's going to end the world. You know, it's like they have to like appeal to everyone almost.
I know, and it feels like they all have like the same beats, and it's like sometimes the story will be like unpredictable, but it's like just like the tone of it is the same. Like all those movies are like the tones are the same, which isn't like bad, but it's like
also every character is the same in a way where it's like a guy that's like, you know, a nice, good guy, but at the same time, like, he's, like, smarter than everyone else, and, like, he's, like, witty. So, like, Iron Man, fucking Captain America, like, everybody gives you that, like, witty vibe of, like, blah, 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 and it's like, oh.
Yeah, and it's going to go on for, like, a lot more years, because they're just, like, pumping them out. But
how many more years are you predicting on the Marvel movie?
Oh, fuck.
Because we used to have Marvel movies back then. We had the X-Men movies, we had the Fantastic Four movies, we had the original Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
That's like, in a span of 10 years, that's like 5 franchises. Now there's like 30 franchises in like a span of 5 years.
Dude, yeah, because every fucking movie they drop is like profiting insanely amount. So I don't think they're like gonna stop anytime soon. And like you see like all the movies that are like lined up. But it's like I'm starting to like realize like I just think they're for like younger people now. Like I think it's just because we're getting like older.
Yeah.
And like if I was like I love like when I was a kid I fucking loved like seeing like Endgame. That was like the coolest thing ever, and like in theaters and stuff. But like as I'm getting older, it's just like I'm getting kind of sick of like seeing it. Like that was like the biggest thing. But I don't know, I still think that like independent movies they're still like doing good. Like they're doing better than like they would like back then. Yeah,
there's so much more visibility nowadays, like social media.
It's crazy
as well. Like if you are a fire cinematographer or a fire director and like your shots look good and like you have some clips of your story that's like a minute, like that could totally blow up on TikTok. And people are gonna watch your film.
I know.
Or that could totally blow up on YouTube. Like that's the cool thing about it. I mean, visibility is definitely hard for filmmakers. Just making money with like when you have a film in your hand.
Yeah.
Like just like being like, how can I get money for this?
It's
so hard.
It's so fucking hard.
It's like it's kind of that is what keeps people not filmmakers. You know, if it was, everyone has an iPhone on them. Everyone could be recording constantly, but like the fact that it's super hard to make money doing it and like selling it is what keeps everyone not doing it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it might get a little bit harder for you to sell your stuff in the future because people are just be like, why don't you just put that on YouTube? You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Which like it kind of feels like YouTube doesn't feel like the place for films. You know what I mean?
That's what dude. I fucking think that all the time.
Right? It's like films are something like, okay, sure, you don't have to watch every film in a movie theater. That's the ideal experience though.
Yeah.
But it's just like I feel like films are this other thing, this other piece of art where it's like YouTube is more entertainment, like throwing on fucking Real Housewives in New Jersey or throwing on Regis and Kelly or Rachel Ray's cooking show.
Exactly.
So it's like it's entertainment and we're not taking away from it, but there's no art there. There's no like
I know.
Like artist there wasn't no like there's definitely art in some of the instances, but it's like there's no human story that needs to be told and needs to like say this is more important than everything else. You know what I mean? Which
exactly.
I feel like most movies, not all of them, but most movies have a little bit more care and more work than any reality TV show just because of how hard it is to make. Yeah,
like there's still like a lot of magnitude and stuff like that goes into like the short films and stuff, but like or films in general. But then like you'll see them on like you recommended, it's like a short film on YouTube, and then right under it, it's like fucking Jake Paul like fucking throwing a fucking bowling ball
80 million
face or some
views.
shit.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't think those two like belong like right next to each other.
Also, if you really get into the YouTube game, like everyone's always talking about like the algorithms, the formula, the like media retention. It's like you gotta keep on keeping people engaged. Yeah. Where it's like you need them in one mode the entire video. Like you need them 100% engaged. Where it's like with movies, there's sometimes you want them engaged, but there's sometimes you want them feeling this way, uncomfortable, like they want to click away. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like when we're watching Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
There's like this monologue that his mom's giving him while he's in bed, and it's like all I wanted to do was turn that movie off.
Oh my god!
Because I was like, this is so uncomfortable. I can't. If it was a YouTube video, I would have clicked it off right there. But it's like when you get to the end of it, there's this breath of relief, like, oh.
I know.
And like you identify with the character as like, holy fuck, this guy has to live with that person every day.
It's insane.
How exhausting would that be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it gives you something, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So I wish that there was a place that you could put films and people respected them.
To make an app where you can make.
I'm sure so many people have tried making that app. You know what I mean?
Like even like an app, I don't know. I feel like even short films, like they should be seen like with like an audience, like in a theater or just like at a festival. I think festivals are like.
I think every theater needs to have, like, you know how we have open mics for comedians.
Yeah.
There should be a day. Bring your film. Put it on the TV. You know what I mean? It's like, and you just show up and just watch open films, like whatever's available. And if no one showed up,
like
they just throw some stuff on there.
Exactly.
Like there needs to be more because the movie theater, it's gonna die, but it's like I'm like so in denial of that, or I don't want it to die at all. And I think it could stay around.
I know.
I just don't want it to end up like Blockbuster. Like everyone's comparing the movie theater to Blockbuster, and it's like, yeah, Blockbuster's gone forever. That's never coming back.
Yeah.
That's like terrifying to me. I don't even like. Sam, I'm like in denial of it.
Exactly. Yeah, me too.
Dude, like streaming, it's like it's too like it's good. Like I
get distracted too easily.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be.
All you can do is watch that movie.
They literally tell you turn your phone off. You know what I mean?
It's the best thing. Yeah, and then but when you're like watching movies streaming, dude, sometimes I'll like sit down, and I'll just click through like HBO Max or something, and I won't even fucking watch anything, but I still get that like. I still get satisfied just saying like, oh shit, they put that on there. Oh, cool. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
But I just wish like streaming would just like sit the fuck down like a little bit. Let the theaters play their movies. Like, bro, I wanted to see that new what's it called? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Her new movie. Bro, it was showing at my theater for like 4 days, and then it like went on demand like immediately. Like it went on like streaming. I'm like, fuck, dude. I planned the whole day to go see it, and then it was like we weren't showing it.
God, that's
like shit, and it sucks. It's like at least the movies, at least they're getting into the theaters, which is good. But it's like, how long is that gonna last until they're not making enough profit, and then the studio executives or whatever they put them right to fucking like streaming, and it's like
I know. Because it has seemed like the movie theater model. Well, you work at a movie theater, but it seems like the movie theater model. It's a lot of the concessions that seems like where the money comes from.
Yeah, we make more money at concessions than like tickets probably, like or it's really close.
So I can see how like just not putting a movie in the movie theater just can like completely keep all of the money just for the movie companies rather than like distributing it to the theaters, because it's like, why give them that ticket at a low cost when they're just going to make all this money off of concessions when you could just sell it to them for $20 and you just keep all of it.
Like literally the price of a ticket, like a movie ticket at my place is like the same price as like a fucking small popcorn.
I also hate these new things where it's like a new movie will just come out and it'll go straight to streaming and it'll be like rent for $20. Or it's like they want you to rent it for a one-time use for $20.
Yeah. At your home.
And it's like, that's like me going to the movie theater.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm not now. Because I'm going to click this.
I'm in my fucking room, bro. But,
that's definitely disheartening too. But, you know, people need to go. A lot of people don't like the movie theaters, I always hear. But it's like, dude, just go there. Find something you watch. If you like comedy, go watch comedy. If you like rom-coms, watch that. If you like drama, watch that. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, feel the excitement in the room of like all of you guys reacting to the same thing at the exact same time.
It's
like that's so trippy. Like I remember me, my brother, and my two friends, Aaron and Alex. We'd always go to like the Tuesdays. You get like the $4.
Yeah.
Cheap tickets. Clutch.
Yeah.
And we'd watch so many movies in there. Like we watched like Real Steel. We watched
Real Steel. Dude.
We watched like Step Brothers. We watched Hangover. Like so many cool movies. And we're just laughing. Like we didn't understand any of the joke because we were literally like 12. But people started laughing. We started laughing. We're like, oh, this is a lot. And then we start actually getting the vibe of like, oh, this is funny, even though we don't understand it that much.
Yeah.
But like, seeing everyone react to it makes us realize, okay, this is funny. And that actually helps us realize what's funny.
Yeah.
Helps us develop more sense of humor. Helps us be able to identify with each other more. Because when everyone's just in their separate bubbles, just doing their own thing, we don't have too much to like bond on anymore.
I know. And we're so like out of time with it too. It's like you'll see a movie that's streaming and then like all you can do like is really like if you didn't see it with anyone else, you'll just like look on like Twitter and like see what they're saying and like kind of agree with that. But it's like as opposed to going like a movie theater, packed theater and it's like you just talk about it after. Like that's one thing.
No matter what, you just talk about it. No matter what, if you're just walking to the bathroom, you're walking to the car, you're gonna say something about the theater. Yeah. You guys are gonna get conversation sparking, and like I'm pretty sure that's what every filmmaker wants is somebody like leaving and talking about it.
Exactly. Like that's what I saw the most with Beau's Afraid, which is like probably why I'm so connected to it. Like I saw it first like at a packed theater, and like we would like like at the end, like I won't spoil it or anything. 12? All right, I'll say the story. But like at the end of Beau's Afraid, like everyone's like was fucking dead quiet. I mean, everyone, like almost every single person, like how long those credits were. Yeah. Like they stayed until the end of the credits, and then we'd all walk out.
That's a movie where it's like, if you haven't seen Beau and Afraid, go and watch it. Set aside 3 hours where you can just go completely
take some
in
mushrooms.
Don't take some mushrooms. Don't take some mushrooms. Joaquin Phoenix literally said don't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you finish that movie, I guarantee you're not going to want to leave your seat for at least a couple of minutes because you're just like, what the fuck?
I know, you're like, I don't want to say it, but yeah, we were all walking out and I was just like talking to people about it, and it was like, because we didn't like, I don't know, we just like everyone in the theater connected with it, even if they didn't like it or anything, or at least they like went and saw it in the movie theater and had that communal experience. And then it was just like probably one of like the best movie theater experiences I've had in like my life.
Yeah.
But after everyone was like you just felt like you felt like alone, but you felt like alone like with everyone else. So it's like it was like a whole thing. But then when I was working at the movie theater, and usually I'll try to like if I'm working at the door and people are like walking down, like leaving, I'll try to guess what movie they saw like after. And sometimes it's like really hard, but when we were showing Beau's Afraid, like almost every time they got to the theater, they were like talking about it and like analyzing it and having their own interpretations of it and like laughing over it, how like silly it was at times. And it like brought a smile on my face. Like that's like, I think that's the, like made me see like I think that's the point of like movies is like to think about it afterwards, pretty much.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks about streaming is that, people stream on their phones. Like, who are you going to talk to after that?
I know, it sucks.
And it's like, no one gives a fuck about your Twitter post. It's like, don't post on Twitter.
I love the motherfuckers that think someone gives a fuck. They write the dumbest shit, the most honest shit. They're being their true selves, and it's just so
Yeah, no one cares about that. That's not a place for you to put on your ideas. Just go talk to someone about it.
Yeah.
Well, Zen has to get going. Zen, before you leave, could I get top 3 movies for our audience?
Oh, for an audience. Well, I'd probably say fucking Beau's Afraid. And then, what do you mean? Like, for like, to what? What do you think?
Like, who do you recommend? What would you recommend to everyone?
Oh, fuck, dude. I can't think of the top of my head. Probably, I'll do like genres.
Okay.
Like horror, probably Beau's Afraid. And then comedy, Palm Springs is a great comedy movie with like Andy Samberg. And like a good drama. Oh, fuck, dude.
I really don't know any dramas.
Yeah.
I mean, I know dramas, but I'm not just like, that's a drama.
I'd say like Phantom Thread is a good movie.
Phantom
Paul
Thread.
Thomas Anderson. That's a good drama.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Well, dude, thanks for coming by, bro. We're really happy to have you here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited for your next film. We'll definitely shout it out on all the socials when it comes out.
Thank you.
His latest film, Park Life, is on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
Go check that out. We might have a link in the description if we get it.
What's the YouTube channel?
I don't even know. It's probably
I think it's
my fucking school email.
Oh, okay.
Like I think I posted it on my school account or some shit.
So yeah, he really got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm really glad that we were able to have him on. I feel like it was a little too short, so I have a feeling I'm going to put him on again.
Yeah, we could probably like when I come back from work, we probably like.
Yeah, we might even see him again today. Hey everyone, welcome back. So yeah, we actually did have Zen end up coming back. He just got off work. How was work, bro?
Busy. Like any other day.
Yeah, we were actually just talking before the pod started. We were just talking about jobs and everything. Yeah. Zen works at a movie theater. Not a bad job, right? It's probably one of your best jobs that you've had?
Dude, yeah, probably up there with my best jobs. That and like surprisingly working at fucking Applebee's as a server.
No way!
Yep, Applebee's. I worked in New York, in Brooklyn, and not the nicest place. Or not like the kindest place.
Yeah.
It was fucking wild. Like every single day was like...
So you had to have a job and you were going to school when you were in New York.
Yeah. It was like... But I was more... Honestly, now that I think about it, I was more focused like on the job because it was more fun. Like
because it was like new. You're going around asking people, talking to a bunch of new people. Is it a lot of tourists at Applebee's in New York, or is it a lot of locals? It was like
right. You know the Barclays. So there's a stadium called the Barclays Center, like in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And there's a mall like across the street, and then like the Applebee's was like in the mall. So whenever there was like a fucking like a basketball game or like a concert, people would go to Applebee's and spend a lot of money on alcohol and get really drunk.
Wow. Was your lunches good? Like
they were so fire. Really? I mean, like,
what would you order the most?
Dude, I would get like wings and shit.
Oh,
and, like I'd mostly get salads because like it's the only fucking healthy thing at fucking Applebee's.
Yeah.
But dude,
how old were you when you worked there?
What was I? I was 17 going on to 18.
Okay.
So I was like 17 years old.
Still in high school.
Yeah, I was first year college. Okay. I was 17 because I was younger. Like
so
I'm always
you were always the younger.
Yeah, always. Okay. But yeah, it was fun as fuck, and I like lied on my resume because I was like broke as hell in New York because I spent all my money in Cabo the day that. So the like before I left to New York, literally the 3 days before I went to Cabo for a week, and I spent all my money.
Did you go with friends or did you go with family?
Yeah, I went with friends.
Okay, so it was actually fun.
Yeah, it was fun as fuck. And then I spent all my money. I'm like, fuck. So I went to New York, broke as hell, and at first I got a job at a movie theater, but then I got a job at Applebee's, and then like I was making like good money there because I was a server. I was getting like hella tips.
Nice.
Yeah, and then like, but it was so fun though, like because you'd see people like just fighting all the time. Yeah. You'd see people like get beat the shit out of
in the streets.
No, in Applebee's.
Oh fuck!
Because we would serve them like $5 drinks that are like 8 shots.
Really?
Like $5 Long Island iced teas, and we expect them to act like civil.
Yeah.
And it's like I was like, oh, this is so much fun, dude.
What time did you guys close?
Dude, we closed late. We closed at like 12. Like we closed at midnight. So I'd be going home at like 1 a.m. and like tired as fuck. But like
getting home at 1 or going home?
Probably getting home at 1 because I had to take the train.
That still sucks. You took the train?
Yeah, I just took.
That's sick.
I took the subway and it was like.
You seen the new Spider-Man?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I liked it, and it was like I feel like one thing I do liked about them probably the most was like its depiction of New York because it was like pretty on spot.
Yeah, and like I love how every single universe has its own little color pattern. You know, its own little style.
Exactly, like every like every single and the characters too. Like they all look different. Like that.
Yeah,
that punk dude.
Yeah, they all look
like
different.
I think Gwen's is like a watercolor.
And
like Miles is like more. I mean, it's its own little animation style, you know.
Exactly, but yeah, the way they did New York was like so sick.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
Correct me. So you grew up in California your entire life, and then So where was the first place you grew up? Like in Cali?
Saugus. This place called Saugus. It's like in like near Magic Mountain. There's there's like so in that area in Valencia. No, it's Santa Clarita. There's like Saugus, West Ranch. There's Valencia, and then there's Castaic, and some other place. But it's like they're all like within like 10 miles of each other.
Gotcha.
And I grew up in Saugus at first, and then moved to Valencia, and then was there like my whole life.
So what's it like in Valencia? Me and Seth are from the Central Valley, so it's like ass there. It's literally just hot as hell.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like it gets hot. Wait, so where do you guys grow up? Like,
so it's all like Fresno area, Central Valley. It's kind of near Yosemite. You gotta like drive through it to go to Yosemite, or if you ever are driving to Sacramento.
Oh, so you guys are like north as fuck. Like you guys are way north.
Yeah, we're like 4 hours north.
Damn.
4 hours north and then straight in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So no beach, nothing, dude. It's
so how far from like Bay Area?
Bay Area, it'd probably be another 3.5 hours.
No, okay. It's like 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah. Like the closest beach is either Santa Cruz Boardwalk or Pismo Beach.
Yeah.
And those are both 2 hours away. So.
Okay. What was the population like there?
Dude, there's literally like 500,000 people in Fresno alone. So there's a good like at least maybe 1.5 million in the whole area.
Probably, there's probably 40% of them are crackheads. Oh,
or meth. It was a crackhead spot?
Is Fresno also called the meth capital?
Oh my
Fresno is the
god.
meth capital of the world. So also one of the highest rates of teen pregnancy as well, which sucks. But
Holy
it's
shit! I
reality.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the
Came from
armpit
the
of
slums.
California, dude. Like when I told
California
everyone
slums.
that I was from Fresno, they wouldn't even like consider that California. They're like, oh yeah, that's like everyone's was always talking about like Bay Area, you know,
Yeah.
NorCal, and everyone's like, no, SoCal.
It's like the Florida
like-
of fucking it's like the Florida of California basically, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, like I feel like we had like how much people? We had probably like 200,000
Okay.
people in the population. So it was like
And is it a lot of
where?
suburbs or is it like
yeah,
every time
it's
I'm
like
out,
suburbs. It's literally suburbs. Like I lived in the suburbs like
and you're pretty
later.
close to LA, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, pretty close to LA. I didn't go down a lot, but like me and my friends would go probably like we only went like 5 or 6 times. Like we didn't go like too much. But it was like pretty like normal. Like I just like go outside, walk around,
Yeah.
fucking play. Like I'm probably in like elementary school, all I did was literally just like fuck around with my friends. Like
Just outside.
like skating and shit.
Nice.
And then like 7th grade, 8th grade, fucking 2016 was like Pokemon Go and shit. And all that
Wow.
shit. You just
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's so like I feel like it's not like too special. Like it's
Right.
not like a very special place, but it was like it's a good place to like raise a family.
Nice.
Like it's a nice place to raise a family. But
Where is this again?
it's like
if you've been to Magic Mountain, Seth, you've probably been there.
Oh,
yeah, Magic Mountain. It's like literally 40 minutes north of like LA.
okay.
So it's like it's up there, but it's like pretty much a desert.
Yeah, that's what I thought of it. It's like it's really dry. And
Yeah, it's
like
super
really
dry.
Not that much greens.
No, not a lot of greens.
So
Only
you're
in,
chilling
like,
in the
parks.
house a lot with the AC on, blasting,
Yeah,
just vibing.
playing video games. I was in my fucking room probably most of the time.
Nice, dude.
So it's pretty similar
Same.
to like you guys probably did the same thing, like skate with your friends and then like play video games with them.
yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't
Go
any like
outside,
we didn't
chill.
have any like crazy like distinctive like activity to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's still a vibe, bro. Trust
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
It
that's
is-
still like
yeah.
a good experience in
childhood.
California.
Yeah. But like what was like Fresno like? Was it
Well, so we actually had like a unique experience because like we kind of live in the country
Mm-hmm.
area, but not in the country. Like we lived in a neighborhood that was kind of in the country.
okay?
So it was called Wildwood Neighborhood. It's connected to this horse ranch called like Old English Horse Ranch, which was like massive horse ranch. Like at one point there was like 700 horses there.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it just happened that like our best friends growing up owned that horse ranch. So like we would just go there every day,
Okay, that's
just
sick.
like fucking walk around, like go to the creek, go to the river. Just like we did a lot of things where we just like take like tubes,
Yeah.
or, like floaties and like float down like the creek with them.
Oh shit, dude.
So like we had like a really fun childhood. We were always outside exploring,
Yeah.
just like same things. So like playing basketball, like
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
football around, like skating.
Yeah, that's fire.
But yeah, we had a very like outdoorsy childhood, which was really sick.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, my dad would literally like in the summer, especially just like once like 10 a.m. hit, we both were up. He just like throws us outside, locks the door, and he's like, all right,
Just
you guys
be
are
back
vibing out
by
there?
fucking
Yeah, be
sundown.
back. So it was always chill because we just go to our friend's house who lived in the neighborhood and hang out. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we had actually a really nice childhood too. Like even
That's
though it
dope.
was like in a shitty area, like
Yeah.
the small groups that we had, like it was still a nice community. You know, to
That's
be a part
dope.
of.
Yeah. It's kind of similar to like Valencia. Like there's another spot in it called Newhall, and it was like Newhall Ranch. Like I think they shot a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood there or something like
Oh,
that. Like so
the-
they have like it's like a old fashioned like kind of Hollywood thing. Like where they
Gotcha.
shot like the old like the black and white western parts of the movie. I think it was shot in Newhall. But yeah, my friend knew someone with a ranch too, and he would like his brother works there now. But he would go there and like ride the horses and shit and feed them hay, like ranch things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would go to like farms and stuff. Like I remember going to some farms, like as a kid, because we were friends with this one family, and I remember borrowing a cat. We borrowed a cat for them for like a week. It was like the only pet we ever had, besides the fucking snake. But like
You guys had a snake?
yeah, we have a snake.
You still have it?
I still,
It's yours?
yeah, me and my brother. Well, I remember. I don't remember, but my dad told me as a kid that I just went up to him one day. I was like, we got to get like a pet snake. Like we have to. And I was like super like,
Like you need
I
it.
needed it. And then he got it. And it was like a super small one. Like when I was a kid. Now it's like fucking giant. It's like a giant snake.
And how
It can-
thick is it?
It's thick as fuck, dude. It can like, it could probably eat a fucking,
Could it eat the
Rat.
cats?
probably eat a child.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
But it won't because she's
So you guys feed it baby mice, little frozen baby mice?
Yeah, like dead mice and shit.
Yeah.
My dad is like so out of pocket with it though. He will like, because it's frozen, he thaws it out. Bro, I'll like wake up in the morning and like cook breakfast, and I just see like dead mice like in a bag like next to the window. I'm like, bro, I'm about to fucking eat, dude. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, I remember that too. My friend Wyatt,
Yeah.
the guy that owned the horse ranch, we'd go to his house. He had pet snakes. He'd literally get the freaking frozen mice out of the freezer, stick it in a cup that they drank out of, put freaking water in it, stuck it in the microwave, let the freaking water get hot, so it thaws it out, takes it out, dumps out the water, throws it in the sink, and fucking gives the mice the snake. And I'm like, dude, that's disgusting. You can't stick that in your cup.
Dude, imagine being like the ghost of that snake. The ghost of that mouse.
Yeah.
And like seeing your fucking dead body go through that shit. Some like random dude just microwaving you, feeding you to a fucking jet snake. Oh my fucking god.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because I feel like most snakes need to eat the mice. He had also a bearded dragon.
Oh,
but he would feed that one live crickets, which is
yeah,
fun,
they get like
'cause,
little ones.
it's more hunting for them,
Yeah.
which is more natural.
But when I was a kid, we would feed it live mice. Like this was before, like Petco had a lawsuit because some kid got bit by a live rat that they got from Petco and fucking died.
No!
He died, but then but it was from this like super rare disease, like 1 in a million.
Damn.
And then the family sued Petco, and now they couldn't sell live rats anymore, or live mice. And it sucked because I wanted.
Even Jeremy has a rat.
What happened?
My buddy Jeremy, he owns rats.
He owns rats.
This is the mice that they were selling to eat.
Yeah, I think so.
Rats.
I don't know if it was. I think it was just Petco, but like I feel like you can get it from like other places. But I remember at the time it was hard to find like live rats, and I was so pissed off because I loved like at my dad's house. I loved seeing him like drop the rat in, and I just like watched like as a little kid, like fascinated, and then the snake would come. Like the rat would be like walking around like completely clueless, and like because the snake is like blended in, it'll like walk on the snake, and then it'll be like wow, and then the snake would just eat the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah, that's
as a kid I was like, this is so
sick. Because then the snake like just has a rat, and you could just see it there. And
yeah,
it's just like slowly just decomposes it with its like belly.
And I loved it as a kid, and then the lawsuit happened and we couldn't get live mice.
What a shame, dude.
Yeah,
what the fuck is this country coming to?
Dude, it was like so graphic too. Like it was crazy. You'd see like the rats like fucking eyes pop out and stuff.
Oof.
Yeah.
So
and
when have you seen it?
What's up?
When have you seen it?
What do you mean?
Like you've done it yourself?
No, like
that was
sometimes I would when I was a kid. Sometimes my dad would let me drop the rat in the cage.
But it's a dead rat, right?
No, it would be alive.
This time it was back in the day before the lawsuit. It was real rats.
It were real rats, but then the lawsuit happened and we could only get frozen ones.
There's just alive rats, and where would you keep these alive rats?
You would buy them the day that you're gonna feed the snake.
Okay.
So then you'd feed the snake like the second you get home.
Okay.
Like it would be like a thing that me and my dad and my brother would do. We're like, oh, we're gonna Petco. Like snakes. It's like eating hours.
Yeah, you guys had. I like that. You no dogs, no cats, but you just had a pet snake. And you were just feeding it live rats.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta
sick.
get it. I gotta get a dog though, or like a cat or something.
You're a pet like friendly guy. Like you like pets.
I fucking love pets. Like, dude, these cats like you have the little kittens, dude, they're the cutest things ever.
Yeah, cats are really chill because they don't like you can just leave them at home all day.
Yeah,
and you don't have to feel bad.
Yeah,
but they also just don't listen for shit.
Oh, yeah.
A dog will actually listen to you and like, do stuff, but like cats, like you have no control over that person.
Yeah. If you get a dog, like you can call his name and it'll turn around.
Yeah.
But a cat would just like.
I mean,
a cat's like,
when
that's
they
not
get
my
older,
name.
They kind of would recognize their names.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I've seen a video. I looked up a video about it, and they said that they do recognize names.
They're like late bloomers. They're like dumb as fuck.
Well, they're not dumb as fuck. They just do not give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they're also like easily distracted. So if they're focused on something, you go and put something in their head, they immediately forgot what the hell.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of dogs
in the
like
moment.
that too,
They
though.
literally just live in the moment. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
So what do you think was like in the Central Valley, since it was so hot and there was nothing to do, we'd always go to the movies. Was that like a similar thing for you?
Yeah, always going to the movies.
So what were some of like the memorable like movies that you watched as a kid that you're like, holy shit, this is great?
I'm trying to think. I'd mostly go with my dad. but he'd take me to see like the movies we'd see in theaters. They usually weren't that good. Like,
did you see Batman and the Dark Knight in theaters?
I don't remember. I want to say I did, but I couldn't remember. But I remember seeing it with my dad, like when it was on like we'd watch it on his like laptop, or, like all together, like on the couch, because he had a laptop and he connected to like a TV, and then we'd watch it. But I remember we'd see like stupid movies. Like we'd go to South Central in LA to see movies because the theaters there were cheap as fuck.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, it was literally like $5 for a ticket.
Oh, wow.
That's so
and then
cool.
we'd go there and we'd see like, I don't know, just like Adam Sandler movies and like fucking just like silly like black comedies and stuff like that, like horror movies. But
black horror movies.
Like, have you like Marlon Wayans? Like the haunted house movies?
Oh yeah.
Those movies are
funny.
Those movies are so stupid. Like, they're so funny. That's the like most of the stuff that we watch like in theaters.
Yeah.
But then we'd see like the main like big movies, like I can't really remember too much. But
Endgame, obviously.
What's up?
Endgame.
Yeah. But that's like too late. I'm thinking like really like early. But I do remember my dad basically like showing me like all the horror movies like he had on like DVD and
so
like VHS.
you were exposed to horror at a young age.
Very young age.
Scared?
I was fucking terrified. I would
At
I would like my dad.
My little brother, we introduced him way too young. He's like 12, and like we showed him his first one like when he was like 8, maybe like 7.
Every
And
night.
he always tells us, he's like, yeah, I remember when I first watched Sinister, like you guys fucked me up for life. I still see shit.
Oh
I'm
shit!
like, yo, so
he
sorry,
doesn't see
Joaquin.
nothing.
But the main movies that I know 3 movies that my dad showed me that were completely destroyed me. No, they were so inappropriate for me. I was like probably same age. I was probably like,
what's happening during the inappropriate times? Like, what's your dad doing?
dude, he's literally like sitting down. He's like laughing at me. He's literally like, yo, watch this fucking part. And I'm like, this is disgusting. But
This is my favorite part.
yeah, it's like some chick getting her fucking head chopped off. But the 3 main movies was like, one was The Shining.
Okay, wow.
And then a lot of Kubrick. It was like The Shining, and then Full Metal Jacket destroyed me.
Holy shit.
And
that's
then
crazy.
Exorcist destroyed me as well.
Damn, yeah.
And he showed me, this is what he did. So one week he showed me The Shining, and I threw up because I was so sickened by it. I was sickened. I was like, this is so, like, I figured out like what scares me. And it was like the shit that I can't like, I remember so like vividly. Like, you guys remember The Shining? Like, you know the scene where the guy in the bear costume, do you remember that scene? It's like a guy in a bear costume, he's like blowing this dude. He's like,
what?
yeah.
And this is a ghost. These are ghosts.
Yeah, the ghosts. And I was like, I saw that and I just got so like, I was like, this is so, like, I can't even process what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I got so sick. I got sick for like a couple days. Like,
oh my God.
yeah. And I was like throwing up. Wow. And
because you
I
just
kept
kept on thinking about it.
Yeah. And it was
and
like,
did you ask your dad, like, what was that? Like, what was going on?
I couldn't remember what he said, but I remember it like having a huge effect on me.
He's like, I know, it's funny, right?
It's so scary. It's like a 2.5 hour long movie of like just the most depressing things.
Random and sad, terrible things.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like the
and
blood coming out of the elevator and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he showed me Full Metal Jacket, and like the beginning scene where they're like torturing that guy, like the bigger guy. It was like sickening. I got sick again, like watching it. And like
that's crazy.
I didn't
feel a lot from movies.
Yeah, as a kid, I'm like, so I can't grasp like anything about them. It's just like these like visual things that I'm seeing. Yeah. And it's like
you're really not supposed to see them. Like out in nature, you don't see these things because they're not real.
If you ever watched that shit, you would never know. Okay, I'm scared of the dark. You
exactly.
Just be in the dark. Because I remember being a kid, and I've even seen ghosts in the dark when I was a kid, and I just wasn't scared. Because I never knew anything about something like a scary ghost. I never knew what that was.
Exactly. It just like it implants and it sticks with you for like a really long time.
Wow.
But like Full Metal Jacket, like, because they're like torturing this guy to the point where he like offs himself, and I never saw that before. Like someone like killing themselves, like it was like realistic, and it just made me sick. And then I never watched it until like last year, and then I was like, this is a great movie.
Yeah.
And then the last one was
because you're an adult and you realize what it is. It's not real.
Yeah, it's not
supposed to be exaggerating how terrible war is.
Yeah.
And how like terrible the things we do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like as a kid, you just think that's something that's just going on out there.
I know. I didn't know like it was made like, oh, this is like made in like the 1970s. It was like this was like a
Period
time
piece.
like and it was like tackling all these topics. I was just watching the characters talk to each other and trying to figure out like who's the bad guy, who's the good guy. And it's like
no bad guy.
No, it's like
good guy.
they're turning on each other. They're killing all these
which
people.
one's Spider-Man?
Yeah. And it's even today. It's like a terrifying. I still think it's terrifying. But then you showed me The Exorcist, which is always great to show a child.
Yeah.
And like that destroyed me. It was really gross. I didn't like get sick.
I
from it.
hated the scene where she was just stabbing her.
Yeah.
private part,
Oh my
and she was still
god.
flying.
And
I
she
never
just-
understood that scene as a kid. Like I didn't even know like what private parts were.
I would.
It was
I can't
terrible.
even watch that. How old were you?
Really young.
Like
I think that
8,
was one of the first
9?
ones. Like he showed probably like 7 or around there.
Yeah, that one I won't even watch today because I just like it's like so much great practical effects in it, so it looks so too real for me.
Yeah.
And the acting's like it's like overacting in a way, or it's like
Yeah.
scary,
It's terrifying.
and it's just like, ah man, it's just like it looks so good. How terrible it looks with the blood, the throw up, just everything about it. It's so disgusting. It's like one of those horrors. I just can't. I don't like it.
Disgusting. And dude, imagine being like raised in like the 60s and like you've seen nothing like that.
No.
Or wouldn't it come out like 1980 or like being raised in like the 70s or something?
Yeah.
You've seen nothing like that. And you go to the movie theater and you see that. Like what do you even like do? Like how do you not like just like disintegrate after watching the movie?
I wonder, like, do you
at that
think
time.
that overall movies have like exposing people to like those types of content, those types of like graphic images of like just like would like completely just shaped our culture in a way, you would say?
Like shape like what part of our
Like
culture
just
like
I would say kind of shape more of like the cynicism in society, just like
yeah.
seeing more bad things. I feel like back in the day, a lot of the movies were more heartfelt, like more
Yeah.
good. Because even today, if you go to like, I mean, Korea used to be it, but it's not. But like, if you go to like Mexico and you watch like Mexican soap operas,
Mhm.
or if you go to like Asia and watch like what they're watching on TV, it's like a lot of the time their TV is all happy and good because their
Yeah.
life sucks. So it's like they want to see good stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. And
But like
because
here in America, like a lot of our lives are good, so we want
Yeah.
to see a lot of bad stuff.
yeah.
So I feel like I wonder like what the effective, like on the type of movies that you show like your population, like
Yeah.
if that's gonna like would change their psyche in any way.
Dude, that's a good point because it's like you think of the movies like that were made in like the Great Depression and stuff. They're like musicals and shit,
Yeah.
and they're like, or not even that far
Exactly,
back, but
yeah.
like 40s. You just think of like the black and white romances and like mostly like American films. They're all like happy and stuff because they were like
And a lot of
so
the art
devastating.
films, the darker stories, all come from Europe, which
Yeah.
was that's where all the wealth is. That's where all the wealth was. So it's
Dude,
like
that's wild.
it does make sense because I guess it's a lot like back in the day, all the philosophers, even like Shakespeare. It's like
Uh-huh.
if you could get to a point where you're like rich enough to just be able to sit around and just talk about shit or just paint
Yeah.
or just write plays, like you probably already have a good life. So now
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
kind of like all your basic needs are taken care of. You could just focus on making this really 16 chapel look really nice or something.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Damn.
But yeah, I think that's really interesting that you watched all those at such a young age. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not even so is this just something that your dad was like, yo, boys, get together? Because I know you have an older brother. So like,
Yeah,
let's just
yeah,
watch this. And you were just the young one?
Yeah, I was the younger one.
So like you were kind of getting exposed to everything your brother was getting exposed to,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
just way younger. You were just like
I was
2 years younger.
I don't know. I don't know if he was showing it mostly for. I think he was just showing it to the both of us. Like he didn't just show it to my brother, and I was just like around the corner, like looking at it. Like he would show it to both of us because my brother's only 2 years older, so he was still like young as fuck seeing that stuff. But yeah, he's still like we will still watch like horror movies together, and we will still get like psyched out. But yeah, he would.
Did you show him Hereditary?
I did, dude. Yes, I did. I showed him. Well, I didn't show him it because I haven't seen it. I didn't see it yet.
Okay.
Well, back in I saw it in 2019, and I was dying to see it because I was like, I don't know, I'm so like drawn to this. Like the trailer and stuff is so like intriguing, and we watched it together, and like we didn't say a word like throughout the entire movie. Like, and then at the end, like my dad is just like, what the fuck? This is like fucked up. And I was like, that is like basically fucking payback. It's basically payback. But I was like, I was still so like shocked by it. And then like, I don't remember being like that shocked by a movie like until like since I was like a kid, like being that like disgusted and just like, I don't know.
That's creepy.
Yeah, Ari Aster definitely has a way with how he shows horror. Like he can really terrify you, show you things that you didn't even know you were scared of.
I know.
You
and
know
there's like you watch Hereditary, there's not a single funny thing in that movie. There's nothing funny. I don't think.
Yeah, there's nothing funny. Everything's serious.
Scene, but it's not.
It's like the most depressing party scene ever.
Yeah, because like you the audience, you know, like, oh fuck, why is he like chopping up all these fucking nuts? Like,
I know. It's like.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but if anyone hasn't seen Hereditary, you guys got to check that out.
Yeah, it's
probably the best horror movie of the last like 20 years to be 1,000% real.
100%.
But yeah, definitely check that out. Really dark, but it's really good. It's really like fascinating and scary.
Yeah, and like I'd say like for my dad, like when he was like showing me all those movies, like I was like really sickened by them, but at the same time, I was like so drawn to them because I couldn't stop thinking about him, and like he would still show me like the good movies like Batman and stuff. Like we were obsessed with like Dark Knight and stuff like that and all those movies, but like those are the ones that like really stuck with me from like my childhood. Like I can't like when we were talking about like what movies we saw in the theater, like I couldn't remember too many like of them, but the ones that I have like really like vivid like in my memory is definitely like the horror movies that my dad showed me.
Yeah. Well, that probably was like one of the first times you were realizing like, wow, fucking this movie is like making me feel something. Like I'm actually like growing up. I'm scared. Like you know
how it naturally scares you.
So I wonder. I'm sure that has had an influence on your life. Like it's just like being that person that was exposed to that. That's really crazy. Now I think about my brother Joaquin because like we would just watch all like we're like 15, 16-year-old kids. He wasn't 10, Seth, because this wasn't 2 years ago. This was like 5 years ago. But I shouldn't have shown him that. But
I mean,
sorry,
like
Joaquin. But hey, Zen's a good guy, so hey, just end up like him.
Yeah, pretty much. You end up like me. But what about you? Did you like as a kid? Like, what movies do you like vividly remember like the most?
Our grandmas took us to the movies a lot. So like
Transformers.
So like Transformers, Night at the Museum. I remember just being an absolute banger. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies. My uncle Josh took us to all the Fast and the Furious movies. So
my god,
those were legit. But yeah, I feel like, and then we eventually got into like more of the funny like Will Ferrell era movies. Like Kicking and Screaming and like stuff like that.
Elf.
Like
Anchorman
Elf.
and shit.
Elf was like a all-time favorite of ours. Yeah,
that was definitely like every Christmas.
Yeah, we would watch that.
Yeah,
but we would see an ungodly amount of movies. Like literally, like at least like 2 to 3 times a month. I would say, seeing like awesome. Finding Nemo, seeing the new Pixar.
Yeah.
Wall-E, like everything was sick.
Yeah, exactly. I remember seeing Wall-E in theaters. I remember seeing Transformers too. I remember seeing it in theaters, but my dad told me, so we saw it at the Hollywood Bowl, like that bowl thing.
Oh yeah.
And we saw like the premiere of it, and my dad said that like Sheila Buff was like sitting like right beside us, like when we were watching. I wish I remembered, but he said like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he was like sitting right there. And like we were like talking to him, but I don't fucking remember.
Damn.
I'm like, I just want to like fucking dig in my brain and like take out that memory.
Go to hypnotist.
Oh yeah, dude.
Pull that back out.
Holy shit. Yeah. But I remember I was so obsessed with Transformers too as a kid.
Oh dude, me and my brother, we were just telling everyone, yo, my uncle's in Transformers. Because like we had a cousin, like our uncle's cousin does stunts in Hollywood. So he does like a lot of like the stunt stuff. And like in the first movie, he was in a stunt where like Optimus Prime and Megatron are fighting on the freeway, and like Megatron like picks up this entire bus and like throws it, and it like goes do 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 do. But because it's a Michael Bay movie, like that was actually a real bus with someone in it. They were just
that was someone in there.
Yeah,
like a dummy.
Yeah, like a dummy. But like our cousin would do the driving and stuff for that.
Okay.
But we were just like 10-year-old kids, so we were just telling him, "Yeah, my uncle's in Transformers." Like, "Oh, what's he? Like, where's he at?" He's like, "Oh yeah, he's Optimus."
Oh yeah, he
does the stunts for Optimus Prime.
Yeah, he's operating like that.
Yeah, he's operated Optimus Prime like the real robot.
I bet the kid's like, "No way! Oh my god!"
So yeah, that was a fun fact I was telling everyone up until like college, until I realized like, yeah, none of this is true.
Yeah, it's like you just go like, wait, you like tell someone in college, it's like, that's not fucking true, dude.
I just convinced myself by saying it so many times as a 10-year-old.
Dude,
but yeah, so good. Transformers was definitely a legendary movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of good movies back then, but I feel like that was kind of the era of like comedy was really big.
Yeah.
Big action movies were huge.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would say horror was already on the low. Like I don't remember a massive amount of horror movies.
Yeah, I remember seeing Paranormal Activity, but that's like pretty much
and like the Conjuring series came out and stuff.
But but that was like a little late too.
Yeah.
But what do you think like because you're like, so did you like start getting into film at SBCC, or were you like already
I would say
at UCSB taking classes?
No, I was not taking any classes in film at UCSB. I did take a couple of classes in film just because it happened to like be like GEs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I did have a Latin American class, which I took a Latin American film.
Yeah,
I watched like motorcycles, Diaries on a Motorcycle, which is like phenomenal film about Che Guevara. And I got to see like a bunch of like crazy dope like Latin American films. So then I was like, oh wow, this is like super sick.
Yeah.
But then I ended up just taking the classes at SBCC that really got me into film, and like that completely blew my mind because like when you go to production 1, you realize how much shit goes into a film. And I had a camera and I'd make stuff with my camera, but like you got the lights, you got the audio equipment, you got the like stabilizers, you got all these different marks, you got like everything has to be done in a certain way. So like it was a complete mind blow, like going to SBCC and like seeing all that. Like, wow, I'm actually learning some crazy shit right now.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, because you've always like been into film. Like, what do you think your favorite, like, or like the biggest film that like influenced you like today? Like, what do you think?
Dang, I would say like J.J. Abrams is like a huge influence of mine.
Yeah. Like
I like his early stuff, like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I like Lost when it was out. Mm-hmm. I thought he did a good job with Star Trek.
Yeah.
But
did you do Super 8? Did you do that movie?
I thought that was he did do Super 8.
Super 8?
He did Super 8. Awesome. That one was a sick movie.
Yeah.
So I definitely like him. I would say Nolan has always been like a huge inspiration. Like saw all the Dark Knight movies.
Oh my
Memento.
God. Yeah.
What's the one with the magicians where it's Hugh Jackman?
Prestige, dude.
Prestige.
That movie that movie was insane.
I remember watching that movie as a kid, had no idea what was going on. And then like watching as an adult, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I know like some movies you watch as a kid, you just have like some like images of it and you try to piece it together and you have like no idea, but then you watch it later and then it's such a great feeling. Like it literally all comes together.
Yeah.
It's one of like the best feelings. It's like when you're familiar with a film that you saw like as a kid, but you don't remember anything, and then you watch it again later. That's
such a good feeling. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also just like I always was like a huge comedy fan. So like I would say like Will Ferrell. I always loved all of his movies, like Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah.
Jack Black. Like Nacho Libre is probably like my favorite movie. I was like, if
I
would give like a joke favorite that's actually legit favorite, it would be like Nacho Libre. Like
Nacho Libre.
It actually looks beautiful too if you watch it. Like, the cinematography is beautiful.
It's good.
And it's good writing. It's funny. It's just like I really like that movie.
Yeah. Jack Black is like the most lovable actor.
He definitely is.
Ever.
100%.
Like School of Rock, dude.
Oh, yeah.
School of Rock, dude. Like I thought I could be a rock star after watching that. Like I was like, I'll just get a band. Like I remember me and my brother had a band because like we were really little. We like had a keyboard set and we're like, okay, like we literally made my mom make us like flyers and shit for our band. And
what were you guys called?
I don't even remember what we were called. I really wish I remembered.
Yeah.
But I would call my friends and be like, hey, do you want to be in my band? And they're like, yeah, all right, come over for band practice.
Yeah.
And I remember once we were all at my grandma's house. We all showed up. And we just realized none of us knew how to play any instruments.
Oh my God.
So like we were just messing around with the piano. So yeah, that dream kind of fell short because none of us ended up learning it. But it was, but we had the flyers, we had the logo, we had the name, we had everyone picked out.
That's so fire.
Shit. But you do play music, Zen.
Yeah, I do.
Legitly. When did that start?
It was like senior year of high school. Like I had like no money, and then my aunt.
You play fucking guitar on the.
Oh yeah, I'm playing like
station.
fucking. I'm playing with like
tips.
Yeah. Actually, no, you're so right. I played Guitar Hero like a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that literally just brought this like fucking story back. But I played Guitar Hero a lot, like on my keyboard, because I had an emulator for it, and I didn't have like the actual guitar. I was playing my keyboard. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking fun. And I'm like, spending too much hours on it, and I had no money. And then it was a senior high school, and then it was either my grandma or my aunt gave me like $100 for like a gift card, And I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, I'm gonna just buy a guitar with this shit.
Really?
I bought like the worst guitar, the cheapest guitar like of all time. And I would like learn it a little bit, but then I got like kind of lazy. And then I got back into it like a year. Like I played it for like a week, and then like I'm like, I can't fucking do this. And then I dropped it for like a year, and then I went back to it, or probably not a year, but like towards the end of senior year of high school. And my friend played guitar, and he's still amazing at it. And so he's like, dude, you gotta like keep playing. So I kept playing, and he went over to my house once. I threw this party at my house, and he was like playing the guitar. I'm like, dude, so what do you think? Is this guitar good? And he's like, dude, this is the worst fucking piece of fucking equipment I've ever held in my life. And I'm like, shit, dude. But I didn't have any, I still like didn't have money for like a good guitar. But then I moved to New York, and then I threw the guitar away because I didn't have room for it.
Yeah.
And then I just like got money for it, working at Applebee's, and then bought like a good guitar, and I started like playing it a lot. And then like that pretty much like kept, and I learned how to like record and stuff on like GarageBand. Okay. Like I started using GarageBand just like for fun, and like trying to like record stuff.
So
and
you
then,
make your own?
Yeah. I like can like I just like do it for fun, so I just like get better at it. But and then I got a like newer guitar, and then I got a synthesizer. I'm like trying to learn how to fucking. I'm still super like dog shit, but like trying to learn how to play the keys, and like just like messing around in GarageBand. Because once I started like recording stuff in GarageBand, like I couldn't stop. Like I would like when I wouldn't be recording on GarageBand, I would get like fucking withdrawals. I'd be like, oh fuck off, I have to fucking. And then that kind of like meshed well with like movies, and I can like make music for, so I don't have to pay people to like make music for like the short films I make. And then that kind of like went together pretty well. And it's so fun, dude. It's like so much fun.
This guy just we were at our friend Safe's house. Safe like lives in a very musical house. Like he has a ton of tons of people in the house are band members. So they just have guitars everywhere. This guy just picks up the guitar, connects to the amp, and just starts like riffing.
Wait, when the fuck was this?
That was literally like 2 weeks ago.
Oh really?
Like, maybe it was like more of a month ago.
Oh, it was during his film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
You were just like playing some Weezer songs.
Yeah, it was.
I was just like, what the hell is it? I didn't know you played guitar like that, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, that was his roommates have good ass guitars. They got like basses and stuff. But yeah, I want to like keep like buying like guitar equipment.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah. But it's super fun, dude. Like I can't go like a day without fucking. I can't go a day without like watching a, like, this is how fucking shitty my days are. Like I can't go a day without like watching a movie or without like playing guitar or like recording something.
Yeah,
that's some good habits, because I can't go a day without freaking smoking weed. So that's,
dude, but that gets the fucking juices flowing.
Yeah,
though.
it does.
Yeah.
But dude, that's really good that you have all these healthy habits, and like,
thank you.
The guitar is awesome. Your writing's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Definitely have a bright future ahead, dude. Like,
thank you so much.
Someone so young, it's like amazing just to see like how accomplished you are, and
dude, thank you.
It's like super sick. And you're well traveled. You've already been to Europe. You've been to Mexico. You've been to New York. Yeah. Like, it's so sick, dude.
I appreciate it.
So, dude, definitely just keep doing your shit. I'm gonna be supporting you all the way when you're in Long Beach, dude.
Thank you. I'm gonna be coming back like every fucking week too, because I fucking live here. I live literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be coming back like all the time.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, dude, thanks again for coming back after work. Honestly,
100%.
I definitely probably want to have you on one more time before you leave. To be honest,
dude. Yeah, I want to be on like way more than that too, because I still got a lot of. I got a couple weeks.
And even when you're in LA, we can do a little pod over Riverside.
Dude,
it'll be like a Zoom pod.
Dude, I'm so down.
Dude, So thanks again, Zhen, for coming back, bro. Do you got anything you want to tell the audience, dude?
I love you.
That's amazing. You just all love here.
Seriously, this is awesome. This is a great fucking setup. I love everything about this podcast is really cool. But I'm really happy to be on this.
Dude, thanks we're really happy to help you, dude.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that's been another episode of the I Love You Man podcast, hosted by me and my brother Seth. You just talked to Zhen. Hopefully, we'll have another fun guest for you to listen to next week. Thanks so much for all the listeners. I know it's mostly just a lot of my friends that just always text me after the episode comes out and be like, dude, your friend's so sick. Like, dude, I want to hang out with him. And I'm like, yeah, dude, he is. Dude, we all got to hang out with him. But guys, thanks again for tuning into another episode. This has been the I Love You Man podcast. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.